All right, you probably see me by now. Please just give me a minute to add the accurate information in, and then we will begin. Thank you, those who tune in. I ask that you please, please, very kindly share this video. It's very important to me. This is currently going on in real life. So if you could just share it, I would really appreciate it. We're going to get started for sure very shortly. And this is a true story. And mind you, as I talk, I have to be careful what I say out of respect for the person that this concerns. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta still be able to tell your story and protect people because it's not mine. If it was my story, I go all in for the most part. And even still then, you do a little protecting, but this ain't mine. So I ask that you please share it because it's a very serious matter. We go on and on about so many things in life. And I just think that this is one of the things that should be important. You know what I'm saying? It just really should. So please share this. Now I'm almost. All right. So again, we get so riled up about everything today and so many topics. And spirituality is very important. Of course, my channel is about spirituality. But in as much as we are already souls and spirits coming in, experiencing a physical reality. We incarnate into bodies and we go through different things just to expand our soul and consciousness, just to evolve and really to get back to where we were to find ourselves. And some people have some very we all have interesting stories, don't get me wrong. And that's what this platform is for everyone to share their story, how they got how they became who they are, share their spiritual journey. Everyone needs to hear that. There's so many channels out here regurgitating a lot of the information, the same information, but it really is important to tell our individual stories. That is definitely important. And I've noticed while we're here and we're going through the whole ascension thing, there's one big problem that exists. And you see a lot of the black man and the black woman going back and forth at one another. This causes a lot of division. There's a lot of delusional thoughts that are going on that are going unchecked. And I think we both on each side, both man and woman, need to see what's at play and stop falling for the okie doke, the banana in the tailpipe. Well, this is very relevant to what I'm about to talk to you about. I have a loved one, and again, for sake of protecting this individual, I will not disclose who it is, but currently they're going through something. They have a situation where a person lied on them and put them in lockup. And it's very unfortunate because women nowadays think that they can say, oh, he hit me. They think they can say, oh, he raped me. Oh, and I don't even know if we can say that word on YouTube. Oh, he took me without my consent, and it doesn't have to be anything to back it up. And the court system is so they're worried about money. And see, this is the problem. We cannot get justice. We cannot get truths when everything is motivated by money and things, because it's always going to be corrupt. And that's why that has to go away. Women need to, instead of attacking our men, we need to be on there fighting for justice. The way that laws are set up now is totally unfair and it's unbalanced. And like anything, for things to run smoothly, there must be balance. Right now, we are operating out of balance as a whole. And, now Andrew Tate was locked up due to some foolishness. It's always a black man. And now, you know what? Even Johnny Depp, he wasn't black. The woman tried to come on there with her crocodile tears and come up with her accusations. The result, when men and women get into it, the resolution should not be such a vindictive and hateful act as to get someone locked up, to destroy their reputation, to give them a hard time, to create extra obstacles in their life. And I think that women who are proven to be liars in this regard, they need to be locked up. They need charges pressed on them to the most extreme extent, because it needs to be understood that if you are saying someone put their hands on you, you need to be telling the truth. If you are saying someone took they took your I won't say innocence, but you know what I'm saying, they took you against your will sexually, that needs to be proven. And I would even inform women, if you've got an abuse situation going on and you don't know how to get out of it just yet, at the very least, please be recording everything that's going on. Men, please be recording everything that happens between you and your wife. I don't care what it is. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, if it got too aggressive, if it was potentially threatening, these things need to be recorded. I'm hearing time and time again that our men do not have a voice. They're getting tired, so much so that they've come up with the passport boys or whatever that is, where they're going out of the country looking for other women. We have to learn how to isolate ourselves from these toxic individuals. Men get put out here a lot for their actions that are deemed unfavorable. We label it toxic masculinity. We attack them, but there is no accountability for these vicious and vindictive, lying women that destroy lives every day because the person wants to move on, because he told you he didn't want the baby and you decided to keep it anyway, and you're bitter because of whatever reason you want to lock this man up, and is not any just cause. Your emotional distress of not being able to accept facts should not equate to the lockup and enslavement and roadblocks and difficulties in another man's life. And if you are doing that, I want to let you know you are a sick individual, and these individuals need to pay for these things. It's just not right. It's not right. Women, when you have an injustice that's going on against you, you want something done about it. Why shouldn't men have the same protections? Why is it that men, they can lose their whole life, everything off of just meeting the wrong woman? Now, I will say that we do as a whole need to make better decisions. We do need to ask more questions, and we do need to pay attention, and we do need to believe the things that we are being shown. But sometimes you do have people, for whatever reason, maybe the man is too good-hearted, maybe he's just ill-experienced, and they get in a bad situation. And there needs to be safeguards for that as well. Men are being locked up constantly, and they are and lockup is profitable. And this has been talked about in various scenarios in different ways. But what I can't seem to understand is why more people aren't outraged about it. What I can't seem to understand is we spend so much time on social media. Even as I'm speaking to you today, my one person, me as an individual, cannot do everything alone. I would have to have some allies to get this pulled off. We need to find things like this important. Don't you know that the union between the Black man and the Black woman is powerful? Any union is, but I just want to make it clear I'm focusing on the Black community, not to isolate anyone else, but because our community needs attention and it needs to be talked about. Because there is a person right now, it's so many things that I could post, text messages, receipts, crazy stuff, stories I can give, but out of protection of this person, I cannot. And see, that is a problem too. I was just having a conversation with my husband and I said, you guys have got to start airing these women out. You've got to start posting their text messages, just like the women do. Oh, this needs to turn around. It needs to start somewhere. Until we can get these laws changed or dismantle this whole corrupt situation, we need to start where we can be effective. Because one thing about it, people are going to log on to social media. They are going to look for something to look at, talk about, whatever, get outraged about, even if it's fake outrage. We need, as men, I inform you to start posting these ridiculous text messages that these women are sending you. If there's any way you can grab pictures of their actions, this individual, excuse me, of course my nose want to itch because I'm talking. This individual does some very interesting things to make a living. I will say that again. I'm being very careful of the things I say to protect the situation. And they're controlling. And they probably, I'm not a doctor, but it seems like this individual needs medication. But, it's crazy because, man, I need y'all to really stay encouraged, but stay on your feet. Because when you get in these situations, we got to know that our moves don't just affect us. It affects those around us. Whatever that may be, whether that's we running in the streets trying to get your freedom, or whatever we're doing, sitting on the phone, listening to this, whatever, it's taking up other people's time and resources. And in as much as your loved ones want to help you, some things become ridiculous and redundant. So we need to begin to ostracize these females that are not beneficial to our race as a whole moving forward. And how do we do that? We stop interacting with them. We stop liking what they have to say. We totally isolate them to the point where they have no choice but to fizzle out, literally. Because it's just not productive. And people will continue to do what they're allowed to get away with. And we hold people accountable for stupid stuff when there's real important things that need to be addressed. We need to make sure that we are getting to the point where we have some safeguards for men. Men, I know I know you don't feel like being gaslit. I know you are gaslit. I know you are made to seem soft or weak, but at the end of the day, everything's rough at the beginning. But these women need exposure. There is no way that a woman should be able to lie on a man with any type of abuse, something serious, and get away with that. There is no way. There is no way society should lock you up and then just give her a slap on the wrist for doing that. That costs resources, that costs time, it costs a lot of people time, it costs a lot of stuff. That there needs to be justice in place for that. And I truly believe if these women had serious repercussions for the things that they do, they would stop doing them. You feeling the type of way, or your emotions, or you're upset, does not justify ruining someone's life. It doesn't. And if you think that, then you need to pay for it, especially if you act on those thoughts and emotions in that way, because it's damaging. And a lot of times kids are involved. And the kids aren't even being considered with these type of movements. It's absolutely disgusting. And it's absolutely unacceptable. And there should be something done about it. Like I said, as of now, I am dealing with this. I can't even I don't understand it. And this individual has attacked other loved ones and sent ignorance to their phones. All type of craziness is going on. And see, the crazy part about it is the law protects these insane individuals. Because if you retaliate, you're the bad person. You get locked up. All the while, this person continues to wreak havoc in hell, and it goes under the radar. There needs to be something done. The powers that be understand that there is power in the union of the melanated man and woman. When we walk together in unison and we come together and we move together, and we make decisions together, and we act on them together, there's nothing that we cannot do. But when you divide us and keep us in this constant bickering back and forth that you constantly see on social media, and people take in social media and perceive it as reality. People watch things in the music, in the movies, on social media, and they take it in as even their own reality. They haven't even lived it, but they adopt those emotions and scenarios as their own, and they begin to operate out of that. A lot of this stuff is divisive, it's distractions, and it's working. And it's time for us now to wake up and realize this. You are being programmed to act a damn fool. You are being programmed to be disobedient, disagreeable, outrageous, distasteful, nasty, disrespectful, uncooperative, you don't contribute to society. All of these things are programming, and it's not your fault. But what it is your fault is not to recognize that these things are happening to you, and not to begin to take action, not to begin to be upset about these things and figure out how can we stop them, because ultimately the power is in our hands, and we have to know that and believe that and begin to act as such. I'm sorry, my nose keeps itching. What we pay attention to, what we give light to, it persists. It really does. And we've got to stop giving light to this ignorance. We have got to stop letting it go unchecked. It's not okay. It's not okay, because people are really suffering and being hurt by it. At any given day, any woman could just get pissed off for whatever reason. She didn't get enough money like she wanted. She didn't get her way. And this person I'm talking about literally set this other person, a loved one of mine, up, set him up. And right now, everybody that this person is close to has to deal with those side effects of it. Now, I'm not saying what the person is guilty of is not believing this person to be who they are. They're not taking who they see. And I think in some regards, when children are involved, it becomes a sticky situation, and things happen, and people handle things differently. And it's not my situation, because again, it's easy for me to say what I would do. It's not my situation though. So fathers, I really want you to get out there and talk to your sons, tell them what type of woman to avoid. We got to start calling out these bad behaviors. We've got to expose it on every turn. I mean, because these women are getting out of hand, and they know they can get away with it. And what they don't even understand is not even about them. You're not special. Oh, you're just playing a part of a bigger evil and sinister plan. You're a huge, major ratchet puppet that needs to be put out. Put out like a fire. You need to be put out. Somebody call the fire department on these tramps. Seriously, let's hose them down, because they're horrible. They're out of order. They're out of order. And as much as we need to get on here and talk about the spiritual, we also need to deal with the problems in the natural, the surface problems that we deal with, that build our character, that expands our knowledge and our patience, and teaches us how to love, and teaches us how to move. We cannot sweep those things under the rug. I'm sorry. We cannot be so in the clouds that we're no good on land. These things need to be addressed. And there's too many brothers excuse me again, those itch. There's too many brothers sitting around suffering, not saying nothing because they feel that damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'm not going to get anywhere saying anything. And that's not a good thing. So I'm asking you to share this video. Let's get the conversation started at the very least, because something needs to be done. Share, share, share. Please, I'm asking you, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to this Candid Soul Story Chronicle that I send out weekly. It comes with new content. If I have new blogs or the latest blog, it will be in there, events, all of that. It keeps you in the loop, keeps you connected. We also have a sacred safe space community. It's a virtual online community. You just donate to become a part of it. And it's like just a free therapy session. Whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your chest, we talk about. We give each other feedback. You never know who's in the room that can offer you just some non-judgmental support that's not expensive because it's just a donation. Sign up for it. But we need to talk about this. This needs to be talked about because we're such beautiful, wonderful, and lovely people. We really are. We're so magical and mystical. And we need to start acting as such. All of this disarray and this confusion is so unnecessary. We can't sit and hope and just sit and hope and wish for a utopia society. We have to begin to build it. And it's going to take the contribution and cooperation of both the man and the woman, because we can't expect anyone outside of us to care about our community more than us. We have to be the ones to build it. We have to be the ones to cultivate it. And it has to be only thing you can to become organized, you have to have order. And we need to get in order. And this stuff is breaking us apart because, as you see now, men want to go out of the country and find a wife because the Black woman here has lost her mind. And, even other races. But again, I'm just focusing on ours because that's the community I'm part of. Much love and power to the other ones, but I am focusing on ours. It's a big fallout because things are becoming unchecked and men feel like, and they're right, society does not have their back. But the biggest reason is because it's not profitable. It's profitable to empower the Black woman, to put her on a pedestal, to make her believe all of these ridiculous things that are irrelevant and talk crazy and act crazy. And for what? What, for more cars, bags, clothes? Do you know how crazy and shallow that sounds? Do you know how ridiculous it is to tear up your household and your community over bigger houses, clothes, cars? It's stupid. It's superficial. It's so ignorant. But if it is not called out, if it is not checked, it will continue to go on. So I'm asking you today, let's begin to check this behavior. I want to thank you for watching this. I want to express my love and gratitude for you watching this. I want to thank you for sharing it. I want to thank you for sharing it. I want to thank you for your subscription. And there's more. I have so many videos that hasn't even been released yet. And I'm implementing more content, just stuff like this, just coming on here and sharing a perspective. There is content on here where we will be going over, I don't want to pick it up and mess up my stack, but we'll be going over the other Bible and talking about that, reading that and interpreting it, because that's very important outside of just the regular Bible that we have been given. I've already got an episode filmed, edited, and ready to go. So, the first one's always rocky, but they will get more smooth, and it'll be even great, honestly, to expand that into a community. So I want a lot of things to really become community based. And, I have the Zoom, as you can see. It's very easy, give you the link and we can do the thing, and with respect and order. No, that's very important. So I love y'all. Make sure you share this video. And